What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro Duel video, the new Gouki support. Again, it has been like a little bit over a year, I think, ever since I last played Goukis, and ever since Konami, gave Goukis a lot of support. New monsters, new Link monsters as well, a lot of Link monsters actually, but again, with also the most recent wave of Gouki support, like, Moonsault for example, your Gouki trainer, the new Link monsters as, let me double check, the Giant Ogre as well, I believe Shadow Ogre, yep, Shadow Ogre definitely, and I believe Jet Ogre also, but again, correct me if I'm wrong, is that even with the most recent Gouki support, it's... again, it feels a little bit like luster. The problem is, and with this deck list as you're seeing here, and also, with the most recent OCG metagame reports and also previous metagame reports, is that currently Goukis is definitely a good deck in the OCG. It's like one of the top 5, like nearly like a top 5 deck. But it's not fully based on Goukis, and you know what I mean, like with a lot of Gouki Link monsters, and as you see here, and that's the problem I think that currently Goukis have, is that their Gouki Link monsters aren't that great, or, well, a couple of them are okay, like for example, as you see here in the extra, like a Gouki Jet Ogre, one of the better Link 2s, very good, links, Link markers definitely, very easy to make, very good effect to, again, just in Link climbing, it's definitely very good, but outside of that, yeah, maybe one of the new ones, the Giant Ogre with its, definitely a good effect, but again, the other Link monsters, and then that's where the problem is, that the other Link monsters, like the Troy mares, are just, like, in 95% of the situation, are just better to go to. And that's a problem, right? Well, if you can call it a problem, personally, this is not really my deck, but again, I know people, like to rather learn pure Goukis, rather than, Link spam Gouki deck, right? That's what this is. I know the field spell, I believe it's Deathmatch, for example, Gouki Face Turn, like attacking all the opponent's monsters, giving you, or at least, yeah, ripping away the tokens from the field spell, etc, etc. I know where they are going to, but again, it just needs too much. With this list, I base myself on the OCG, and man, it's definitely ridiculous, as you already probably know. So let's see a couple of example duels. Alright, so again, Gouki Troy mares, alright, but again, I've based myself on, like, OCG lists. Most of them are very similar, especially the extra deck, right, but the main deck might be a little bit different. Some of them are running Spiral Super Agent as well to search for something like your Isolde, for example, but again, the basic plays are still pretty much the same. The Reborn, like the huge monster Reborn of Goukis, is quite fantastic, right, as you know, and that's why Jet Ogre here is in a deck, very easy to make, a Link 2 monster, and next to your Fire Wall Dragon, which, again, not once per turn, probably should be banned, because take away Fire Wall Dragon and then we don't have this shenanigans, right, probably, but again, it needs more, you need to make, at least you need to invest a lot of, or at least more cards than you're doing now, right? Especially, again, keep upgrading your stuff and give your opponent the ability, force them to go for the Link Summon, other than, yeah, forcing them to go for the Link Summon first, right? Again, you don't really need to establish extra Link. Again, Griffin providing some nice fodder. Triple, Called by the Grave is definitely staple here in the deck. Nice extenders like World Chalice Inheritor, right? Here, Moonsault at this point of these duels. Moonsault wasn't scripted correctly. I definitely like the Moonsault, new level 6, like it has a couple of effects. It has like a Gen X Birdman, ally Birdman effect, like take back one Gouki monster on your side of the field, special summon itself to the field, definitely good. Its second effect on the field is like target like a Gouki Link monster in your graveyard, here in this case Jet Ogre, your Link 2 is definitely very nice to target for that. Send that Link monster from your graveyard back to the extra deck, again very good, to take one Gouki monster from your graveyard back to your hand. So again, extending your combos and refueling your extra deck again, since that's quite crucial, as you're seeing here. Goukis as a Link spam base deck Also, if you're playing pure Goukis with the field spell, for example, getting some revive effects or refueling your engine, your Link engine is definitely is definitely good, right? Yeah, some basic plays again, and that's one of the reasons why I definitely think Call by the Grave is staple at 3 here in this deck, especially going first. It isn't really that hard of, you know, getting this shenanigans going, and then depending on your hands, yeah, you know, establish your Troymare board, right? And if you're seeing the opportunity, you can definitely make extra Link or go for the Troymare, Phoenix, Cerberus, Unicorn, Griffin shenanigans, right? Here in this case, again, have the Inheritor in hand, still have a couple of options left, right? Firewall Dragon giving me back 3 monsters, making sure that I can go for Tri-Gate Wizard. Yeah, again, the script error with, let me double check, the Moonsault indeed, trying to send back the Jet Ogre from my grave back to the extra deck, try to get something back from my grave to the hand, but in this case, again, it didn't really matter too much. These were the only replays with its effect not like, you know, solved or corrected. But, I mean, like first turn, this particular board having the extra Link set up, Unicorn and both Cerberus and Phoenix protecting your board, Griffin preventing your opponent from using monster effects unless, you know, their monsters or the monsters are linked. Yeah, there is no reason to use your Link Rebo since again the protection by both Phoenix and Cerberus is active, so yeah, it's as much as I'm not a huge fan of like a Gouki Link spam, I believe, as you're seeing in the OCG currently one of the top 5 decks, there is like, it's hard, right, to play pure Goukis. Again, I know where they're going with the new, at least the Gouki Link Force, attacking all of your opponent's monsters, the field spell, right, reborning your Link Goukis, that's good, but it needs more to be, you know, to deal with your established, or at least deal with your opponent's threats, right? Thanks to Inheritor, I have an extender, an upcoming play, definitely dropping the bet also to dodge like hand traps and making sure that I, you know, have like a couple of searches and I can set up my rematch and still go off, right? Vortex was lured out, the Ghost Ogre was also used on Isolde, but nope, I use, at least Isolde is definitely a double staple here in the extra deck to again start up your plays, extend your plays. Summon Sorcerers being super important, but again MVP, Troymare Goblin with of course your Firewall Dragon, yeah, the effect that again it's not once per turn. But again, take away Firewall Dragon and then, you know, we completely have like a different approach to this particular deck, okay? You can still do some nasty shenanigans with Goukis, all of their, pretty much all Goukis bar, one of them, at least the new ones, I believe Trainer doesn't have a Sangan effect, and Moonsault also doesn't have that particular Sangan effect when sent to the graveyard, but again, all the other Goukis, I think, all have that Sangan effect that, you know, they replace themselves. And that's something that, you know, needs to be included in any top tier deck. So again, I can pretty much attack with everything for game. Last example, I think I get to start here. The Brandish engine is definitely good in the main deck. I've seen OCG builds also running the Fire Brandish Link monster in the extra deck, which is definitely a good option, right? But again, that's up to you. But mainly the use here for the Brandish engine is giving you the extra warrior type on the field to go for the Link summon of Isolde, and again pretty much go off, right? The Ash Blossom was cute, not really sure, no, indeed, I didn't have Call by the Grave, but again, doesn't really matter, right? It's pretty much always the same options, eventually going for Jet Ogre as well, potentially setting up a Moonsault effect later in your series of combos, right? Isolde isn't needed, but, you know, just gives you more options. Dropping the Trainer. Trainer is okay, I believe, at one deck if your opponent has like, or is able to get rid of your board, for example, then your Trainer at least can be activated. It's like an okay effect, but its biggest restriction is that you can't control any monsters, so then you can just reveal your level 1 Trainer in your hand, special summon it, and then reborn a Link monster. So again, okay to potentially go for a bigger Gouki monster. Have the Trollmare link set up right with Phoenix, Cerberus, Unicorn as well, Griffin also, but must be nice having the sphere mode, but again that won't matter too much as you will see in a couple of moments. Thanks to Griffin I was able to get back the Gouki rematch, I believe. Call by the Grave was also drawn into previously during my own turn, and yep, one hand trap was definitely enough, so flip over rematch and you know I can just establish my board again, having 2 searches with I believe Gouki Bear and the Bat as well. The Ash Blossom is queued again but will be negated by Call by the Grave. Yep, definitely an instant staple at 3 here in the main deck. So again, pretty much set everything up and making sure that I can attack for the game. Thanks to Trigate Wizard, Jet Ogre again, yep, Trigate banishing the monster, Phoenix Blade again. Such a disgusting card. Just send to the grave with his Zolda, get it back, use your Trollmare's discard effect, you know, it's again a crazy deck. But again, the biggest problem I have with Goukis is the Gouki Link monsters, they are just not good enough. But yeah, that's again just my opinion, right? Again, all feedback is definitely appreciated like always. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.